Penguin Drum and Notorious B.I.G. As astonishing as 8th grade was, the fact is it actually turned people into oblivion to an alternate timeline where everything is stale due to this thing called cringe. And later on, I literally took over the word of cringe and adapted it into a Marvel character. Cringe was a 10-year phase, where the feeling you get for listening to a song of Dilemma is cut in half. Dilemma featuring Nelly and Kelly Rowland. A song specifically made to keep you in the loop, like 2 cartoons on a record tape. Many gangsters have fallen to this strategy. Alberto, Deco, Gom, and Country have all fallen to this strategy. Anti-brother Itachi, aka Chris Moody, was aware that it was a strategy and played along with it. But Eris has never fallen for that strategy. Eris has lived a life where he was destined to get definite results. By destined, I mean desperate. Some secrets I hold from formation, even my own mom myself, is the details of why I'm trifling and why I am Notorious Penguin Drum. First off, let me tell you my connection to The Godfather and superpowers. The Godfather, the movie slash person, is the person controlling the spider strings, literally in order to make people make decisions and make people follow along each other and everything along just to make sure the plan is going 100% smoothness with no difficulty. In the newer days, we have a term called clutch. Clutch came for the term of everybody using Godfather strategy all the time during the cringe period. With clutch came the legendary Marvel comic-like character in Mootrix's anime slash manga Nan's Cringe. Mootrix used clutch in order to seduce women and escape criminal activity. Mootrix was the king of clutch, literally going up an ultimate pursuer, taking a piece out of the situation like Samurai Jack and using it to his alternate plan. He knew the difference between linear, perpendicular, and adjacent, but he didn't know literature definitions. So he would use linear tactics in order to fool people with hold straight positions of society in order to do dirty work for him. Mootrix calls it seducing, where in actuality is being friendly. However, being friendly instead of grabbing life by balls has left Mootrix accountable to multiple mental damages that left him literally the cartoon-watching version of Luther Vandross, who will lead these hoes on Australia and wait for them to gain material, ask them to take him out on a date, literally surpass hypergamy with confidence, but confidence he gained through stomping on people that he knew were ants compared to him. He never faced real challenges like his friend Rob and Courtney and James from junior high. They're alone a top tier in the air row where he first joined with no preparation. Mootrix would hide away from himself before he'd run away from a fight. He will continue to use force and tricks in order to get where he wants, despite people's disadvantage with society where it comes to looks, sex appeal, and natural genetics. He had this one thing that weighed his mind: as long as I can do it, I'll do it. Where his pride wavering due to her personal interest, but not due to her general criticism of society. He will do something that society forbids and criticizes and says is mentally damaging. In actuality, it's a sick game of him having fun, picking his multiple options and literally choosing what he likes out of the situation. There was a time where he was like James Bond, where his gangster was pure. Funimation, the Japanese studio that was supposed to provide his own anime that was based off Dragon Ball Z, various others that he grew up with, started to be on purpose. Now, let's get this clear. There's this thing that literally you go through with the police. I'm working with the police right now in order to get Nons on paper, full safety and no interference. Work with the police in the studio every day, making sure everybody is safe and protected, disregarding why I did it to put myself in a government position. I disregarded all pride in becoming a mob boss, but I continued to use gangster strategy in order to get what I want. Like my main girl Anza, making the pussy wet. Jessica, the main stripper on Twizzler. One he pulled with ease with a style that everybody fears. The whole point of his junior high was the fact that he couldn't match up to a real gangster who got a gun on spot. That's why he used a whole bunch of tricks and bits 200. When he bits 130 with his mind. 99 when he was in middle school, back when he weighed 100 pounds. And over 275 pounds today. The people in junior high he grew up with, they had became football players. And he used his looks and lack of understanding of why gangsters can't use strategy in order to become a mainstream rapper. Gangsters are dumb, like, hey bro, what's up with your girl? Ha ha ha. That bitch look hella dirty. This, and that. And recently he just took on Daniel, one of the leaders of the Platinum Boys, and chose the Animaniacs. And he figured out that he was a master in 3 different martial arts like Chao Tzu from the original Dragon Ball. Preferring girls like Daniela and Jessie. showed them the ways of Camp Sweeney, showed them the fights of Dragon Ball Z, showed them the fights in Naruto without having them feel the struggle. After Daniel losing her Young Justice, he considered Mootrix mid-platinum. What you don't know in Formation is the things that he does to make people hooked that he takes from his mom. He told him to stay away from his street, and he's robbing people with cool clothes and video games.